I've been staring at this blank page for 10 minutes. I have plenty to say, but I don't know how to say it. My life feels so unorganized, undisciplined, and I feel like a mess of failure. The thing is, I know where these thoughts come from. Knowing that they're lies doesn't make them stop. So I'm trying something. 21 days. That's how long research says it takes for the brain to start building new pathways, to start rewiring itself. As you can see, I don't have it figured out, and maybe you don't either. But I found something out pretty interesting. By the end of this video, you'll understand why journaling isn't just therapeutic, it's neurological repair. And you'll have an invitation from me to join me for 7 days as we tackle the lies our brain keeps telling us. Hi, I'm Donna Dunlap. Welcome to Picturing Hearts, where we're developing hope, one heartbeat, one story at a time. I need to tell you the moment I realized I had been sabotaging my own healing. Let me take you back to something I shared a few weeks ago. I was asking myself a question that I was having a difficult time answering. Did I stop journaling because I got depressed? Or did I get depressed because I stopped journaling? And as I was processing that on camera, it hit me. It's so clear to me now that I was doing better because I was journaling. I wasn't journaling because I wasn't depressed, but in the depression, I was progressing. I was moving forward because I was journaling. And as long as I journaled, I continued to do better. The answer was so clear. But here's something that I haven't shared with you before. Back in 2019 and 2020, I was journaling pretty consistently, almost every day. However, it wasn't a handwritten journal. I journaled online. I'm old school. I learned how to use the keyboard. My thoughts flow pretty quickly as I type. I don't type as fast on my phone, so typically I just hit the microphone button and I start talking. I'm still journaling my thoughts. So, what's actually happening to our brains when we journal? As a Christian, you know that there is a clear distinction, body, soul, and spirit. Our brain and our mind are not the same thing. So let's picture it this way. The brain being the soil and your mind being the gardener. And we know that depression can deplete the soil. That's the biological component of the body. But even with good soil, the gardener chooses what to plant. What thoughts are you planting? And what lies are you letting grow out of control, like weeds? And don't forget that wildflowers are weeds too. They might be pretty. Be careful about what you believe. That's just a side note. But anyway, when I was journaling regularly, even typing, I was getting my hands in the soil of my mind, examining what was actually growing there, pulling out the lies by the roots, and planting truth instead. But when I stopped, and weeds don't need permission, they just take over. But just thinking positive thoughts don't work. Did you know that? That's why we need to journal. So, how does research support journaling, just knocking positive thought, toxicity, teaching out of the ballpark? What's so significant about handwriting specifically? Research says that when we actually write, not type, not record audibly, but write with our hands, something incredible happens neurologically. A 2023 study in Frontiers in Psychology found that handwriting activates more areas in our brain than typing. And I recently saw a video that Dr. Arif Khan did, and he puts it this way. He said, when your hands move with your thoughts, your mind slows down just enough to make sense of itself. Wow. That's how I was feeling at the beginning of this video, remember? I just couldn't make sense of my thoughts. I'm excited about this. Let me break it down even more. A Stanford study shows that expressive writing helps the brain recover from stress. It says that when we put our emotions into words on paper, it's called effect labeling. It allows you to process feelings, move them through without feeling overwhelmed. I like that. I don't know about you. I think that that's why a lot of times it's hard for me to let those thoughts out because I don't want to be overwhelmed with them. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not the neuroscience that has me so excited because science is catching up to what God already knew. It's all in the Bible. But here in the Psalms, it's a lot of journaling going on here. What do you think the number one theme is here in the Psalms? It's not praise, it's not joy, and it ain't gratitude. It's lamenting, sadness, worry, grief, and anger. David poured out his heart on paper, his fears, his doubt, his raw emotions. And look where those Psalms of lament ended up, in praise, in worship, and gratitude. So we don't have to start in the positive thoughts. We just have to start. We take every thought to make it obedient to Christ. Taking our thoughts isn't passive, it's active. It's work. By the way, stop trying to figure everybody else out. That was for you. Getting our hands dirty in the soil of our own minds. This is where most people get stuck, including me. We know that we need to renew our minds, but how? Paul didn't leave a step-by-step manual. If we follow Paul's example, the principles, not a step-by-step self-help guide, but the principles, and imitate what he did, I think that there's a really simple framework that we can get from that. I've been using it, and it actually works for me with 4 simple principles. 1 is notice. So the first step is awareness. Listen to your body. When you feel that heaviness in your chest, that paralysis, that stuck feeling, pause. Something's happening underneath. And then name it. Write down the exact thought. Not what you think you should be thinking, the actual words running through your head. I'm a failure. I'll never get this right. Everyone else has it together except me. Get it on paper where you can see it. And ask yourself, is this 100% true? The lies feel true. That's why they're so damaging. But feelings aren't facts. Now let's replace it. Write a new thought grounded in actual truth. It doesn't have to feel true yet. It just has to be true. Something anchored in scripture, in reality, in who God says you are. Now, this is taking our thoughts captive. It's not toxic positivity, not just thinking happy thoughts, but honest, active, intentional work. Now, I can just tell you to go try this on your own, but I know myself. and probably a lot of you, we need accountability, structure. We need someone to show up for us. So here's what I'm doing, and here's your invitation. 21 days of intentional journaling, handwriting. And for the first 7 days, I'm inviting you to join me. Each day, we'll sit down together for 10 minutes. I'll share a prompt, a specific lie that we're going to tackle together. Then we'll journal in silence together, and we'll have practiced a framework that we can use for the rest of our life. Notice, name, question, replace. Can 21 days change the way your brain thinks? Let's find out. I've linked the play link in the description. Day 1 is right there waiting for you. Our brain won't change if we do nothing. The old path will stay worn, and the lies will keep playing on repeat. So I'm picking up my pen. Will you pick yours up? Grab your journal or open your notes app, whatever works for you. Let's rewire our brains together. Until next time, keep picturing your heart as God sees you, worthy of love, capable of healing, and never alone in the darkness. And not alone the next 7 days with your journal. I'll see you next time.